those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man.
In an exclusive scoop that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, TMZ has reported on a highly sensitive and controversial topic involving notable figures in Hollywood. The report revolves around a series of shocking revelations tied to what have become known as the free cough tapes. Video recordings allegedly involving prominent individuals in the entertainment world engaging in intimate relations, many of which were reportedly captured without the full awareness or consent of those involved. According to TMZ's sources, these tapes, directed by none other than Sean Diddy Combs, document a series of encounters that occurred over the span of a couple of years. These videos, containing disturbing footage, have led to a federal investigation and raised numerous legal and ethical questions. This exposé focuses on the allegations surrounding these tapes and the high-profile personalities involved in the investigation. The tapes reportedly show interactions between a male sex worker and several celebrities in various locations, including Miami, New York, Los Angeles, and one other unnamed city. These encounters, which are said to be consensual, were captured in hotel rooms, with the participants apparently unaware of the tapes being made. The release of these tapes has spurred a criminal investigation into possible abuses of power, sexual predation, and misconduct within the circles of Hollywood elites. The role of the male sex worker. A critical witness. Central to the unfolding investigation is the male sex worker who claims to have been flown out to multiple locations over a period of years to participate in the encounters featured in the tapes. According to his testimony, these events occurred in high-end hotel rooms in major cities, where he met with several celebrities. While he insists that the encounters were consensual, the disturbing nature of the tapes, especially considering some of the individuals involved were reportedly intoxicated or inebriated during the encounters, has raised questions about the true nature of consent. The male sex worker, who has become a key witness, was subpoenaed as part of a federal investigation. The sources indicate that he has cooperated with law enforcement, handing over additional tapes to the FBI. His testimony has become a significant piece of evidence in the ongoing investigation, and he is reportedly willing to go to great lengths to ensure the truth comes to light. The sex worker's account of events paints a picture of systemic exploitation and a lack of clear boundaries in the power dynamics that governed these encounters. Diddy's alleged involvement, directorial control, and influence. One of the most shocking aspects of this case is the involvement of music mogul and entertainment icon Sean Combs, better known as Diddy. According to multiple sources, including the male sex worker himself, Diddy played a directorial role in the creation of the tapes. It is alleged that he organized and facilitated these encounters, serving as the orchestrator behind the scenes. This revelation has raised eyebrows within the entertainment industry, particularly given Diddy's reputation as a prominent figure in the music business and his relationships with other major celebrities. The involvement of such a high-profile figure has also sparked significant public backlash. Fans and critics alike have raised questions about Diddy's role in these events and the potential consequences for the people involved. Legal experts have speculated that Diddy could face criminal charges related to sexual misconduct, abuse of power, and even trafficking, depending on the nature of his involvement and the evidence presented by the investigation. It is important to note that the case against Diddy, as well as other individuals implicated in the tapes, is still ongoing. However, the mere suggestion of his involvement has already placed a major spotlight on him, with many questioning whether he will face any legal repercussions. The scope of the investigation: 8 celebrities and a grand jury. The investigation into the free cough tapes has not been limited to Diddy alone. According to sources close to the investigation, 8 celebrities were recorded on the tapes engaging in intimate relations with the male sex worker. Among those 8 individuals, there were reportedly 6 men and 2 women, with many of them reportedly under the influence of drugs or alcohol during the encounters. The specifics surrounding the involvement of these celebrities remain confidential due to the ongoing nature of the federal investigation, but the fallout from these revelations is expected to be far-reaching. Legal experts have pointed out that while the tapes may not have been illegal in nature, assuming the encounters were consensual, the fact that many of the individuals involved were intoxicated or inebriated during the events raises significant legal concerns regarding the capacity to consent. Federal investigators have reportedly reviewed the tapes, and a grand jury has seen the footage as part of a larger inquiry. Some of the individuals involved in the case have been subpoenaed, and their testimonies are expected to shed light on the nature of these encounters and the degree to which any abuse of power or coercion occurred. The investigation into these tapes has already led to the subpoena of several individuals who were in close proximity to both Diddy and other major celebrities involved in the Hollywood scene. One such individual is Courtney Burgess, a man with strong ties to both Diddy and rapper Jay-Z. Burgess has been compelled to testify before the grand jury, and his statements are expected to play a critical role in the investigation. Questions about age and vulnerability. Were celebrities victimized? As the investigation continues, one of the most pressing questions is whether any of the celebrities recorded in the tapes were underage or vulnerable at the time of the encounters. According to the male sex worker, 2 to 3 of the celebrities involved in the tapes appeared to be potentially underage, raising serious concerns about the legality and morality of the situation. Additionally, questions have been raised about the extent to which the celebrities involved were victimized during these encounters. The male sex worker claimed that all 8 of the celebrities shown in the tapes appeared to be inebriated or intoxicated, with some possibly unaware of the full nature of what was happening. This raises further concerns about the extent to which these individuals were capable of consenting to the activities shown in the footage. There are also allegations that the celebrities involved may have been exploited or manipulated into participating in these encounters. These allegations suggest that the power dynamics in Hollywood may have played a significant role in the events captured in the tapes, with some individuals possibly being coerced or pressured into situations that they might not have otherwise agreed to. The culture of Hollywood, sexual politics, and complicity. Beyond the specifics of the free cough tapes and the investigation into the celebrities involved, there are larger questions at play regarding the culture of Hollywood and its role in enabling sexual misconduct and exploitation. The industry has long been plagued by allegations of abuse, coercion, and complicity, with many individuals, particularly women, feeling powerless to speak up about their experiences for fear of being blacklisted or ostracized. Some critics argue that Hollywood's culture of complicity has allowed for these types of incidents to occur with little to no accountability. Men and women who were once seen as powerful or influential within the industry have often operated with a sense of impunity, knowing that their status would shield them from any legal or social consequences. The notion that sexual politics, where power and influence dictate the terms of consent, has been pervasive in Hollywood is a disturbing one. It speaks to a larger issue of how individuals are often forced into compromising situations due to their positions in the industry, and how they may feel obligated to comply with the demands of more powerful figures in order to maintain their careers. This dynamic, which many have referred to as the casting couch mentality, is not just limited to Hollywood, but can be found in many industries where individuals hold power over others. The future of the investigation, lawsuits, and accountability. As the investigation into the free cough tapes moves forward, there are growing calls for accountability and justice. While the investigation is still ongoing, legal experts have indicated that the FBI may be preparing to bring criminal charges against some of the individuals involved. Additionally, victims who have come forward are reportedly planning to file lawsuits against those implicated in the tapes, with the hope of bringing their stories into the public eye and ensuring that those responsible are held accountable. The lawsuits that are expected to emerge in the coming months could have far-reaching consequences for the individuals named. While some of the names involved may not be as high-profile as Diddy or other major celebrities, the legal fallout is likely to be significant, as many individuals will be forced to confront the allegations against them in a court of law. The high-profile lawsuits. The battle for justice. The legal team representing the victims, led by Tony Busby, has already filed more than 25 lawsuits against Sean Combs, known in the industry as Diddy. These lawsuits accuse him of sexual misconduct, manipulation, and coercion, as well as enabling a larger system of abuse that spans over years and involves numerous high-profile individuals in the entertainment industry. The claims paint a grim picture of what was once perceived as a glamorous world of power, fame, and success, a world in which exploitation was rampant, and those who were caught in the crossfire had few avenues for justice. Each lawsuit tells a different story, but they share a common thread. Victims, many of them minors at the time of the alleged incidents, were promised fame and success in exchange for their compliance. For some, the promise was simple: a record deal that would launch their careers into the stratosphere. But for others, that promise would become a nightmare of sexual exploitation and abuse. What sets these lawsuits apart is not just the high-profile nature of the accusations, but also the sheer volume of victims coming forward. Over 100 individuals have now reported being victimized by Diddy or those connected to him. These numbers suggest that what was once considered a series of isolated incidents may, in fact, be part of a much larger, systemic problem. The cases filed against Diddy involve not only direct accusations of abuse, but also allegations that he used his power and influence to silence victims and cover up the truth. Legal experts suggest that these lawsuits are likely only the beginning, and that more individuals could soon come forward with their own stories. The role of the tapes, the damning evidence. At the heart of the investigation are the tapes, over 250 of them, according to some reports, that allegedly document the sexual exploitation of victims, including minors. These tapes, which were obtained during a raid on one of Diddy's properties, are said to be crucial pieces of evidence in the ongoing federal investigation. What makes the tapes even more disturbing is the claim that they were intentionally recorded by Diddy himself, possibly as a form of leverage or protection against future legal action. The footage on these tapes is said to depict influential figures in Hollywood and the music industry engaging in highly compromising and illegal activities. Sources close to the investigation suggest that the tapes contain footage of not only Diddy, but also other famous celebrities, politicians, and even sports figures, all of whom allegedly took part in the illicit activities that were filmed. These tapes are now in the hands of federal authorities, who are meticulously combing through them as they prepare their case. The very existence of these tapes has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, as powerful figures realize that they could soon find themselves implicated in the scandal. The tapes could be the key to uncovering the full extent of the abuse, but they also represent a significant threat to those who were involved in the activities. Some individuals are already in a state of panic, fearing that their names could be dragged into the public eye in the most humiliating and damaging way possible. Diddy's alleged role in creating and maintaining these tapes raises even more questions. Why would someone go to such lengths to record these activities? Was it a way to protect himself from future legal troubles? Or was it part of a larger, more sinister scheme to control and manipulate others? Legal analysts have speculated that Diddy may have been using the tapes as insurance, ensuring that those who participated in his parties or sexual activities would be too afraid to speak out, knowing that their actions had been captured on film. The victims, young minds destroyed by false promises. At the core of this scandal are the victims, many of whom were minors at the time of their alleged abuse. These young individuals were promised fame, fortune, and the opportunity to make it big in the entertainment world. But for many, those promises turned into horror. One of the most disturbing aspects of the allegations is the claim that Diddy, along with others in the industry, preyed on vulnerable minors, exploiting them for their own pleasure and financial gain. One of the victims, who was reportedly just a teenager at the time, recounted how he was sexually assaulted by Diddy and several other individuals at a studio. This individual had been promised a record deal and was lured into a false sense of security. Once alone with Diddy, he was allegedly coerced into performing sexual acts in exchange for a shot at stardom. This pattern of grooming, coercion, and manipulation is repeated in several other victim testimonies. The trauma inflicted on these young victims is unimaginable, and their courage in coming forward is commendable. Another victim, a female minor, told authorities how she was flown to New York City to attend a party hosted by Diddy. After being drugged at the event, she was allegedly taken to a private room, where she was raped by Diddy and other individuals. Her harrowing account of being drugged, assaulted, and then discarded like a piece of trash is all too familiar to those who have followed similar cases of abuse in the entertainment industry. The disturbing pattern of predatory behavior continues in the testimonies of other victims, each of whom was promised success and fame, only to be sexually exploited and manipulated. The accusations against other celebrities. The web expands. As the investigation unfolds, new names are being brought into the fold. One such name is that of actor Ashton Kutcher, who has reportedly been linked to Diddy and his infamous parties. According to Gene Deal, Diddy's former head of security, Kutcher was often seen at Diddy's gatherings and may have even participated in some of the illicit activities that took place. Kutcher's involvement, if proven true, could have serious consequences for his career and reputation. His presence at these parties, combined with the growing evidence against Diddy, suggests that some of Hollywood's biggest names may be far more involved in the scandal than initially thought. Kutcher's potential testimony could be a game-changer in the case, as it would provide crucial insight into the culture of abuse and exploitation that allegedly permeated Diddy's inner circle. If Kutcher is called to testify, it remains to be seen whether he will cooperate with authorities or attempt to distance himself from the scandal. The financial motive? Power, control, and profit. For many, the motivations behind these acts of exploitation are clear: money and power. Diddy, like many others in the entertainment industry, has long been known for his control over his artists and business ventures. The alleged acts of abuse are seen by some as a way for him to maintain that control, ensuring that those who came into his orbit would be too afraid to challenge him or speak out against his actions. Additionally, the financial incentives behind these exploitative practices cannot be ignored. In an industry where success is often measured in record deals, endorsement contracts, and fame, the pressure to conform to certain expectations can be overwhelming. Victims were allegedly lured with the promise of stardom, only to find themselves trapped in a cycle of manipulation and abuse. For some, the lure of fame and fortune was too great to resist, even as they were led into dangerous and compromising situations. The road to accountability. Will justice prevail? As the legal process continues to unfold, the future of those implicated in this scandal remains uncertain. Diddy is facing a growing number of lawsuits, criminal investigations, and public backlash. The mounting pressure on him and others in his circle will undoubtedly lead to more revelations in the coming months. It is unclear whether those involved will be able to escape the legal ramifications of their actions. But one thing is certain: the entertainment industry, and Hollywood in particular, will never be the same. With the weight of over 100 victims, federal investigations, and the growing number of lawsuits, the pressure on those involved is immense. The truth is finally coming to light, and it is only a matter of time before those responsible for these heinous acts are held accountable.